Welcome to this video. In this video we want to show you the OpenSceneGraph Viewer from Info software, where you can visualize the OSGB mesh output from Match 3DX and also from US Master. The application is stored on the Trimble DocuShare. To access the Trimble DocuShare, please enter this link into your web browser, which is the short link to access third-party products from our Info software, and then just start this page, which will redirect you to this long link. With this long link here, you can then also access it. You will find both links in the YouTube video in the more details page, where you can directly also use this link to get to this site. After you access here this page, you can click on OpenSceneGraph Viewer and then download the OpenSceneGraph zip file, which is about 7 MB of size. After the download, unzip the file and place it in a location where you can access it. In this video here, I placed the OpenSceneGraph into OpenSceneGraph directly, and you will have all these files except this batch file that I created additionally here for this video. In this batch file, I will just open here in the editor. We can see here that I entered the path for the executable for the OSG Viewer RRD, which is in this case here this executable, and then these standard settings -- screen 0 main OSGB. You can now use this batch file always and copy this batch file into your mesh outputs from your different processes. I will showcase this here on a dataset here. In my case here, this is the data from City of Munich, and I activated the OSGB output, so I will have a 2.5D mesh folder with the OSGB entry. I go into this OSGB folder, and then I just copy and paste this batch file here where you find the main OSGB output. So here I place my copy me batch file, and I can just double click it. It will execute the OSG viewer renderer and then load the mesh into the viewer. The viewer in this case can handle the LOD structure from the OSGB data, and you can find for navigation and for help all the functions when you hit on the keyboard the H button. Then you will see here the help popping up with all the different options. I will just mainly focus on a couple ones. One is the keyboard button L, like light. When I hit the L button, then the illumination is enhanced. Then the navigation itself, if I keep the left mouse button pressed and then I move it up and down, then I can tilt here the data. Or if I go left and right, I can in this case also tilt it sidewise. Then the mouse wheel allows me to zoom in and out onto the data set. So when I use here the mouse wheel and I scroll it down, then I zoom in. And then also the last thing to also mention is the slash of your keyboard. When you hit slash multiple times, then the resolution in the nearer further location is enhanced. So that means not only very close to my camera location, but also a little bit further we can see the high resolution mesh and texture. Last thing in this case is the W button. When you hit the W button one time, then it will move from the textured mesh to the thin visibility of the data. And then when I zoom a little bit further in with the mouse, so just that we see the tin, and then when we hit a second time the W button, then we would see the point cloud that is used for this process. And then let me also just do this now here. So I click again W, and then we see here the points. And then if I have a third time the W, then I'm back in the textured mesh for my product. If you hit escape, then I just leave here the viewer and I return then to my box. So in case you want to share the results to somebody, you would need to copy here the OSGB folder and all its content, and then you would also need to provide our free viewer, which you can also share with anybody. In case you are using a laptop and you have two graphic cards included, an internal graphic card and also NVIDIA graphic card, then you would need to check which one is used and then switch it in case you cannot see the content. So thank you for watching this video and see you soon. Goodbye.